What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TideWe's YouTube channel. Today we have another highly requested video. We are going to be putting together TideWe's see-through 3-in-1 ground blind. Now this blind has been it's been a hit. It's been one of those blinds that's gotten a lot of questions just because of basically how it works, how it's put together, and different ways you can use this blind. It's very adaptive, and it has 3 different uses, hence why it has the name 3-in-1. Now, we're still getting a lot of questions on the Silent Plus see-through blind, as well as the original see-through blind, on how to put it together. If you are looking for a video on how to put those 2 blinds together, we have 2 separate videos on this channel as well. I'll link them down below that you can click on to watch the complete setup of those blinds from this bag set up completely to back into the bag. It doesn't take very long. If I was doing it without filming, I could do it probably in less than 5 minutes. But those videos are on there for your guys' use, so if you guys are interested in that, you can check that out. This 3-in-1 blind is actually 2 separate see-through blinds, just like I have here. They're set up the same way as the original see-through blinds, so if you're looking for answers, hopefully we can get those answered for you here in this video. But without further ado, if you guys are new here, definitely go down and hit that subscribe button down below. We do a lot of review videos here on this channel. We're gonna be walking through the TideWe 3-in-1 blind today, so let's go ahead, get these bad boys set up, get this thing put together, and show you guys how it works. So that's exactly how these blinds are gonna come. They're gonna come in a nice wide box like that. You're gonna get 2 separate blinds. This is one right here, and that is the other one. The one that we have here today is actually in the new veil camouflage pattern. It is called Rush. That's what we're gonna be using today. It also comes in another camouflage pattern that is available on the website too as well. But this veil Rush pattern I'm really excited about. It's got a little tint of green in it. It's gonna be a perfect camouflage for those basically like later season turkey hunts that you're gonna be doing. So if you're guiding, you're taking friends out, maybe family, this blind's definitely gonna be for you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open this drawstring bag. We'll turn this upside down. We'll get rid of that bag there. We'll turn this upside down. You can see this is the blind. It's gonna come with a nice strap on here. We can just unbuckle this strap. That strap is just strictly for getting it back into the bag later if you so want that. Now the easiest way I have found to set this blind up is to take these hub centers and actually turn them upside down and set them on the ground. So actually just gonna flip this blind upside down like this. Once you get it to this spot here, you can basically start to lay this blind out, kind of let it sprawl out on its own, and you're gonna see all sorts of different sides of this blind. Now, if you look at the top, right here, this is the roof of the blind. I know that because there's no windows. It's got a little different material than the sides do. We are gonna leave that roof down for now. We're gonna pop up all of the sides first and just leave the roof popped down for right now. So popping the sides, once again, very simple. If you wanna slide over here, Jason, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the center of that hub. Now, if you notice, we have a nice little black strap here that you can grab. You're just gonna grab the center of that and pull, and you're gonna pop that side out. So now that you have one side popped, you can walk around this blind, basically pull the other sides. Here's the back of the blind. Once again, we're gonna go right into the center of that blind. You're gonna have that black tab. You're basically just gonna pull that, pop that out. Now, if we walk around the blind, we just keep walking around the blind. It's kind of gonna look a little goofy until you get more of the sides popped out. We'll just continue to walk all the way around the blind to pop these sides out. Right here, right in the center, another black strap. We'll grab that. Once again, just give it a good solid pull. Now we have 3 sides popped. We're gonna go pop the last side right here. As you can tell, this one's gonna be very simple. Right in the center, that black strap. Put our fingers in there, and we'll just give this a good solid pull. Now, the blind itself is almost set up. Now, if this was just the original see-through blind or the Silent Plus blind, I'll show you guys if I find the door here. All I would have to do, once I'm in the blind, I can step on one of the sides of the blind in here just to make sure that the blind stays down when I push up on the center. But if I just get down on one knee and push up, you're gonna see that roof is gonna pop up very simple. And I can pull it down, push it up, pull it down, push it up. That's all you have to do to get these blinds completely set up. It's not very hard. It's actually really simple. If I was doing this out in a woods scenario without a camera, I'd have this thing up and ready to go in pretty much less than a minute. But For the instance of setting up the 3-in-1 blind, I'm actually gonna leave this roof collapsed for right now. First step of setting up the 3-in-1 blind is complete. Let's go on to the second step, and that is simply doing the same thing that we just did with the other blind that was in the box. All right, and just like that, the second blind is set up. That is the second step to getting this 3-in-1 blind completely set up. Basically how this works is actually pretty neat. You're gonna notice we have a zipper that goes all the way up and down and across on this front panel. Now this is just one panel on each side of this see-through blind here. If you look on the other one, I'm gonna have the other panel that's zippered. We're gonna have basically facing the same one on the other side here. So what's gonna happen is we're actually gonna zip these panels off. The easiest way that I've found to do this is to leave these roofs collapsed. Now you don't have to do this. I just find it a little easier to get these blinds zipped together when you have that little bit of slack in the roof rather than having it tight. So let's go ahead, we're gonna zip these panels off. This one's already pretty much halfway there. We just pull this zipper all the way across here. You're gonna notice we can get all the way down to the bottom. We can actually just zip this panel off right here. So now you can either leave this panel retracted like this, lean it up somewhere, put it somewhere safe where the wind's not gonna catch it and blow it away, or you can retract it and just basically put it right back into the bag and leave it in there until you need it later. Go ahead, pop this back open here. We'll just set it on the ground for now and pop this other panel off. Just wanna show you guys, here's the zipper. On this side, it was basically halfway up, so one of the sides is gonna have that zipper. All you gotta do is basically just pull on that zipper. Sometimes these corners can be a little difficult. You just kinda have to massage it over these corners. Just like that. We'll continue to pull it across here. Get to the bottom, give it a nice little pop, and boom, you're gonna have another panel off. So now you'll have two blinds basically that are open-ended, and one of those sides is still gonna have that zipper on it, which is right down there. Okay, so the way that you can actually use these two panels is use them as a 2-panel blind, just in case you didn't need a full-size blind for whatever you were hunting that day, or maybe you're gonna be mobile, you don't need to be carrying back a full-size blind. You can actually use this 3-in-1 blind as just a 2-panel blind by zipping these two panels that we took off of the see-through blinds together. Now this is very simple. The easiest way I have found to do it is to actually lay these two panels on the ground like this, right next to each other. Obviously side A here is gonna have that zipper still attached to the panel, and then your side B here is just gonna have an open-ended zipper. So all we're gonna do is zip these panels together. So if we take side A here with our zipper, just plug it in like we do with basically any old zipper. We can begin to zip these panels together. We can zip that all the way up to the top here. Continue to pull that zipper to the top, and then we can actually stand this blind up and use it as a 2-panel blind. So now that we have them zipped together, we can take our stakes, we can stake down each corner so that these don't move, and then we're able to actually use this blind just as a little panel blind. Maybe we wanted to get set up quick for a quick hunt and still be able to use this blind to its full capability with that see-through mesh. So another awesome way to use this blind, if you're gonna be using it for any type of mobile hunting, whether you're gonna be using it for turkey hunting, maybe even deer hunting, if you're gonna be going back into a swamp. I know here in Wisconsin, we have a lot of swampy areas that can be hard to get back into. And just by using one of these and having a decent backdrop and being able to be mobile on your feet with this blind to get back into those wet areas can definitely be a very popular use. So that is just one of the ways that we can use the TideWe's 3-in-1 see-through blind. Let's go back over to the full-size blinds here, zip these together, and show you what it basically looks like as a complete unit. Back to the two full-size blinds. As you can tell, we have two panels that are missing because we took them off. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide these two blinds together and we're gonna zip them together just like we did with the two panels that you saw before. So let's go ahead. I'll just kind of slide these next to one another here. So now that we have that done, it's very simple. Like I said, just like using a zipper on anything else, we're gonna slide that tab into the zipper itself so that it locks into that silver tab on the bottom. Once you get it locked in there, all you have to do is pull up on the zipper and you're gonna begin zipping these blinds together. When you get to these corners can be tricky. Just be patient, kind of massage the zipper over these corners. Having these roofs collapse like this is gonna make that a lot easier. If you have these roofs up, everything's gonna be really tight. That zipper's gonna wanna pull in both directions. It's gonna make that a little harder to do. Now, if you have these roofs collapse, you're gonna be able to kind of just pull these zips together in order to get it over that corner like I did just there. It's gonna be a lot easier. So to save yourself the headache, leave these roofs collapsed. It's gonna make it a lot easier. Once we get to this side, the blinds are gonna kind of wanna bind up because they're getting pulled together. So it's gonna be somewhat like this. All you have to do is just kind of pull these apart. If you pull them apart, it's gonna make this process a lot easier for you. So it is sometimes easier to do it with a partner, but you can do it alone. But if you just pull these apart so that you have a little bit of space, you're gonna be able to basically massage that zipper over that corner. Once you get it over that corner, you're off to the races. You can pull this zipper all the way down to the bottom here, as far as you can get it. And then obviously you'll have your stakes in here so that that'll hold, it won't separate, and you'll be good to go. So now that you have the blind basically completely zipped together, this is now one giant blind. So we went from having 2 smaller blinds to one giant see-through blind. All we gotta do is go in there and pop the roof up. Now because this is 2 combined blinds, you're actually gonna have 2 exits on each side of this blind. You're gonna have that one that I walked in earlier on this blind. Then you're also gonna have one on the other side too as well, which is really convenient if you're gonna be hunting with multiple people. But let's go ahead, we'll take a walk in here. We'll pop these roofs up and this blind will be ready to hunt out of. Popping these roofs up is very simple. I know we've been getting a ton of questions on how to do this. I know on one of the videos, I pretty much skipped this part, and you guys weren't very happy with that. You wanna see how to do this. So I'm gonna show you right now how I pop these roofs up. These bars, these fiberglass bars that are basically running across on each side and the roof, these are very strong. They're meant to be strong to hold up and withstand that inclement weather, that wind. We made these just a little bit stronger so that they will hold up to that. Thus, sometimes can make it a little more challenging to push these hubs out. But if you do it this way, you're gonna find yourself doing it a lot faster, and it's gonna be a lot easier for you to just come inside of here and pop these roofs up than trying to do it from the top and pulling it up. So if we go ahead, I'm basically just down on one knee here. I can grab the center hub on the side here, on any of these sides. I can grab this hub and just push up, and just like that, the roof is popped. You notice I didn't have to pop it up, let any basically slack just go popping up to scare anything that's around me. I was able to push up on that and let that retract up really slowly so that it didn't make any noise. Now we'll just do it one more time on this side, push up slowly, and that's gonna pop up just like that. And your 3-in-1 blind is now completely set up and ready to be hunted. Now this blind is actually good up to 6 people. We recommend probably a little less than that, but you could get up to 6 people in here if you were definitely looking to do, like I said, a guided hunt, or maybe you're trying to get some family out, some kids, to have a little bit of fun out in the woods. Now, this is the absolute workhorse, absolute awesome setup for that type of deal. Remember, we do have brush-in loops all the way around the blind on the top. We also have brush-in loops in the midsection of this blind. We do have see-through mesh basically on 3 full panels of this blind. It's gonna be on the right side of the blind. This whole front panel is gonna be see-through, and then on the left side of this blind too as well, you're gonna have that see-through mesh. The windows on this blind, just like the Silent Plus blind and the original see-through blind, are gonna have those noise-free sliders on the windows that are gonna allow you to move these windows up and down noise-free. You're gonna have 2 doors on this blind, one on the right side and one on the left. And other than that, this blind is definitely, like I said, a workhorse. Now you've been hunting out of this, you're ready to take it down and put it back into the bag. I'm just gonna do a little walkthrough on how we basically take these downs, put the panels back on them, and then slide them back into the bag for storage. Deconstructing this blind is about as easy as setting it up. You basically just want to retrace your steps backwards. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the roof down on both sides of this blind. We'll get those popped down here. I'm gonna actually step in here to make this a little easier for myself. We're gonna zip it across. Once we get to this corner, it's gonna be fairly simple because a lot of that slack is gonna start to let loose. We'll just pull it all the way down, get it to the bottom here so they are completely separated. Basically, to zip these back together is very simple. We're just gonna stick the zipper part back into the zipper, and we'll run the zipper across and get it around this corner there. And we'll zip it all the way down. Now, you don't have to zip it all the way down either, but if you're gonna be using this as a single blind, you're gonna want that zipped all the way down. Now that we have that panel zipped back on here, all we have to do is go around this blind, pop all of our sides back in just like this. You're gonna notice this blind is really gonna start to collapse down now. And it's almost basically gonna do all the work for you. Once you get this last one popped, you're gonna have the blind basically to how you had it when it came out of the bag. Now, the easiest way to fold this back up to get it back into the bag is to just grab one of the corners, pull up on it. You're gonna notice all those hub centers are gonna come to one spot. You can basically kneel down, roll this blind up together like this. This strap back on it just for the ease of putting it back into the bag. All I'm gonna do is take that strap, kind of collapse the thicker part of this blind here. If I take that strap and really pull it tight, I'll be able to basically cinch this together and buckle my strap. Once I get the strap buckled, I can tighten this up a little bit, and the blind's basically gonna be ready to put back into the bag. So we'll go grab our bag here. I always like to put those hub centers into the bag itself first. It's gonna make it a lot easier to get back into the bag for you there. And then you'll just pull up on the bag until it's completely in there. Don't forget to throw your stakes and your weather strapping back into the bag itself so you have that for later. We'll close up the drawstring, and boom. One of the blinds is securely back into the bag, ready for storage and ready to be used again next time. So we're gonna do that same exact thing with the blind behind me here, and then we're gonna be all set and ready to go. There we go. We got the last blind put away in its bag here. Hopefully this video gave you a better understanding on how to put the TideWe's 3-in-1 see-through blind together. I know we've been getting a lot of questions on it, and I've basically had some requests to make this video for you guys. So hopefully this answered your questions. If it did, go down and hit that subscribe button down below. If you have any questions about the blind still, definitely ask them below. I'll try my best to get to them and answer them for you guys. But thank you so much for watching this video. As always, keep living your passion, and we'll see you guys on the next one.